Okay, great. So during our workshop, we were talking about advanced therapies, the unique challenges that advanced therapies experience, the opportunities perhaps for public-private partnerships such as IMI to address them. The conversations and the discussions were very in-depth, and in fact, we spent a lot of time discussing. There was a lot of participation. It would be very hard to capture it on 2 slides, but we tried to put the high-level points out there. And in addition, I think we'll come up with more detailed document later on, because there is really an interest from industry and other stakeholders to really put something forward within IMI framework. So in general, the area of advanced therapies is a very young, dynamic, but also very complex field. If you think about the types of diseases that are involved, the types of platforms or treatments, even if it's cell therapy, you're talking about various types of cells. So each of these specific cases have specific challenges and differences that further complicate this area. What came through during the discussion, but also during previous consultations, is that most of the efforts are dominated by academia and biotech. So there's a lot of innovation and ideas and proof of concept happening, but then there's challenges to translate this to ultimate commercialization. The big pharma, the industry, is very interested to go into this space. They're not yet very involved, but they are here discussing with all of us, so this is a good sign that they would like to get involved. Also, there are encouraging messages from regulators and HTA. We hear that regulation exists. Perhaps there's some need for alignment and harmonization, but there is possibilities for adaptation and for adapting and finding solutions where feasibility of providing certain evidence is simply not possible. So there is a way of being a little bit creative and adaptive via the dialogue between the regulators and the developers. In terms of HTA, we heard from Carol that the existing tools, in fact, are appropriate. They can be used for assessment of ATMPs. But there are some areas where we have to look a little bit further into uncertainties that exist in terms of long-term safety or efficacy across different individual patients. And also the most challenging area is the need for appropriate payment and reimbursement models. Because here, as you know, the cost is very high, the treatment efficacy or the effect may be very long-term. So the current models are not appropriate. In terms of deliverables or areas where the group felt where IMI platform could be appropriate, first and foremost, collaboration is needed and is welcome. All of us agree that all the key stakeholders, both public and private, would need to collaborate, as well as there is a need to work closely with patients. That was very, very strongly expressed. Another aspect that came through very strongly was that the need for education and training for all stakeholders on the overall process of drug development, from the ideas, from proof of concept to commercialization and product development. So different stakeholders here need to be educated and trained, as well as raising public awareness about these novel therapies is definitely something that's necessary. Another aspect is that there are already some studies, some experiences, some data that exists, either within hospitals or within academia, and there is a need to bring it all together and learn from this, because to take this field forward, we don't want to repeat what was already done. So to pull, to link, to explore this data and the different cohorts that exist is very important. Since this area is so new and so challenging, it was felt that we need to abandon the old-fashioned drug development approach. There is a different, more maybe systemic approach that's needed, and where, in fact, public-private partnership within IMI could explore this new, or define this new drug development way. This could be done through pilot studies where tech transferred post proof of concept can be explored, where we can go into GMP area, manufacturing, automation, and product development business models, especially in terms of regulatory aspects and HTA and reimbursement aspects. And in terms of ideas for pilots, we felt that the focus should be strategic, so focus where on important diseases where there's important unmet medical need could be a starting point, for example. So that pretty much summarizes it. So I don't know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer in absence of our chairs.